Hey, Talofa Lava. Leotawa Dr. John Peterson here with TE2 Edge Sports Cards. I hope everybody's doing good out there. Happy blessed Sunday. Uh, get a little rest. Maybe some of you went to church. It's always a good thing. I always like to say you feel better when you leave church than you did when you came in the doors. So if that's the case for you, hope all is well. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment. Unfortunately, I had to block someone from the channel yesterday. There's a person who's been watching the shows, the programs, and I've appreciated him up to a point, but oh man, his energy started to get pretty negative. Not necessarily negativity directed at me, but more so just negativity and selfishness about how much he said he knew about cards. It started to become all about him and him as a know-it-all, that he knows more than anybody else. So I blocked him. He started making multiple comments, and I just got tired of it. So I said, all right, you're done. One of the things that I think people need to remember is that content creators do this not for the money. I mean, there might be a few out there that do it for the money, but I know I haven't gotten paid at all for doing this channel. And if I end up getting paid, I'm sure it's not going to be enough to sustain a family. But I do it because I love cards, and I love sharing my experiences with cards with you all. And I think that's what draws people to channels like mine. I don't go on screen a ton, and pretty much just keep it to the cards, as you can see. So not in a bragging way, not in a, hey, look what I did way or anything like that, but just in a matter of fact, hey, this is what I picked up. This is what it means to me. Here's the story about how I came across it, and I hope you enjoy it. So when it becomes something else, something about, this is how much I know, and I know so much more than you do, I just don't have time for it. And since it's my channel, I get to choose who I want to have watch and comment, and who gets blocked. And unfortunately, I had to block someone yesterday. It's the first person I've ever blocked on YouTube. And it's too bad, but because he did have some positive things to say too, but it became pretty negative and pretty self-centered more than anything else. So I just had to tell him adios amigo. So he can go watch another channel, or he can create his own channel and he can say whatever he wants on his own channel. So, but that's not you. That's not the people I'm guessing are watching the video right now. 98%, 99% of everybody's been super, super positive. I did disagree with someone recently from White Bear Lake, which is close to where I live here in Richfield. It's in Minnesota, about the 1946 to 1955 player of that decade, that 10-year span, being Stan Musial, according to the Sporting News, referencing this, which I showed yesterday. But I'm okay disagreeing or having somebody disagree. I personally looked at the stats from 46 to 55, and Musial's stats on paper far exceed those of Williams. And Musial's career stats far exceed Williams' career stats. But that's in large part because Williams served a little more time in the armed forces than Musial did. But that's not to say that Musial didn't have a tremendous career. I'd say Musial's top 10. I put him at 9 or 10. Top 10 players all time. I put Williams higher than that. I can't say exactly where. I don't know if it's 5, 6, 7. For me, it's top 5 in no particular order. Aaron, Mays, Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb. I'm trying to think of anybody else off the top of my head. I can't think of anyone. And then there's that next echelon of players, which would be like Williams and Hannes Wagner, Rogers Hornsby, I don't know if I'd put Joe DiMaggio in that top 10 or not. Probably not. Although he was a great, great player. Same for Mano. You know, there's some players from today that I think are, I don't know, potentially Albert Pujols. Look at his stats compared to other people. Well, Barry Bonds. Where do you put Bonds? Is he even in the top 10? I think he should be. Some people, old timers, say no, he shouldn't be because he cheated. But I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. So anyway, yeah, this is the piece, but it was 19. I think they were comparing 46 to 55, 56. So I did go back and look at Musial stats, and his stat line for that 10-year period is incredible. He won 2 MVPs and finished second 3 times. I don't know what his combined batting average was. I'm guessing it was in the 320s or 330s. Consistently hit for power, RBIs. So, and Williams did trail off in the early 50s, mid 50s a little bit. I think that possibly was because of the Korean War. And then Williams also served, I think, for 3 years in World War II. So if Williams had played every year and not served, I think Williams would have had over 4,000 hits, easily 500 and some home runs, you know, more than what he has now, and would have batted 340, 350, somewhere in there. That's my guess. But I'm not a Ted Williams expert, nor am I a Stan Musial expert. I'm not an expert on anything. I just like cards. So I think this is a really cool sporting news. So for me, it's more about the nostalgia associated with this being my father's than it is about who is a better player, Ted Williams or Stan Musial. So anyway, take that for what it's worth. Got a little barking in the background. That's always nice. A couple other things. I posted a few cards to my Slabs. You can find me on my Slabs TE2. I've gone over that before. Posted this. Uploaded it. It's a 60 Yastrzemski. Obviously the centering's not great, but everything else is pretty good. 1960 All-Star. That 60 set is just a great set. I mean, you've got the All-Stars, you've got the rookies, you've got the base. I mean, it's pretty impressive. These cards, I think, are super cool. Lots of banks. Here's the McCovey. 3.5. Still pretty affordable in a 3.5. I don't know. I mean, you could keep it raw, I suppose. I think it looks nicer in a slab, though. I mean, I don't. Maybe I shouldn't say it looks nicer. It presents differently in a slab. You know, for somebody who's a McCovey fan who doesn't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a rookie card, this is a pretty, not saying inexpensive, but it's not a super expensive high-end card. I mean, I put it for 125 on my Slabs. I'd probably sell it for $100. Here's a Minoso and a 4. Not my favorite Minoso card, but still a mini Minoso nonetheless. Now in the Hall of Fame. VG X4. And then I picked up a couple of 1960 Topps Eddie Matthews. I do like this card a lot. This is probably a top 5 Ed Matthews card for me, his 60 card, just because you see the batting stance, the look in his eye, his hat, a little bit of the Braves jersey. You've got the action photo fielding on the left-hand side there, and then just the beautiful colors of this card. So I got 2 of these in 4s, and I think I have these both listed for $50 a piece. So not a bad deal for a card that's, what, 62 years old. So, and then all these are the ones that I've got to continue to photograph, crop, upload, and then list on my Slabs. And again, I use my Slabs as a curation tool. I curate all my cards and slabs on my Slabs. My Slabs also has the capacity to sell raw cards, but typically I sell my raw cards on eBay. But I wouldn't be opposed to selling raw cards on my Slabs either. So I just happened to be in a pattern of doing it with eBay. And I did post a few cards to eBay. Some raw cards in particular. Got that 59 Berra, which I think is a really cool card. The 58 Clemente. Of course, the 56 Mantle's up there. I did an auction, started at 13,000. I'd be shocked if somebody bought that for 13,000. I'd be shocked if somebody bought that card, period, right now, just because, well, maybe somebody would. I don't know. I shouldn't say that, but I'd be surprised if somebody picked it up for 13. I got that Willie Mays All-Star 59 Topps. Or not All-Star, excuse me. Sporting News. Well, it's a Sporting News All-Star. Yeah, so it is. Technically, it's an All-Star. The Mays, the 59 Mantle I put on there. The PSA X5 for $1,000. So I've had quite a few views on that one. I think 50 views and a couple watchers. I've got a 57 Topps All-Star, and I put the 59 Gibson up there as well for $1,000. So, and the Clemente, the 56 Clemente. So one of the things that I do is, you know, if I'm not particularly in a hurry to sell the card, but I still want to get it out there and draw a little bit of attention to my page on eBay, my shop, or whatever you want to call it. Typically what I'll do is I'll list a card, I'll auction it for 10 days, but I'll put it at a price point that I'd be okay selling it at. That's where I'll start the auction. I'll start the auction at, say, in the case of the Gibson, at $1,000. If I sell that Gibson for $1,000, eBay is going to get, $100, $150, something like that. Which I can write off. I can write that cost off. That's okay. I don't have to realize every single penny in order to have it be a tax benefit for me. Yeah, I'll do an auction, typically 10 days, put it at a price point that I am for sure okay with selling it at. And then if it sells, great. If it doesn't sell, then I'm still got the card. So that's kind of how I handle that. What else? I have started to put together for Got Baseball Cards. I emailed Joe Davis and his team at Got Baseball Cards down near Atlanta and asked them what I should do about these McDonald's cards. So they said, hey, send us everything you got. So what I've been doing is I've been going through stacks of these cards by color. So this was the original stack, and I separated the ones that just I didn't think were worth even sending to Got Baseball Cards for them to look at, from the ones that I thought were good. Now these are the ones that I think are decent. Is it a 9 or a 10? Don't know. That's what Got Baseball Cards is going to help me figure out. But then they're going to screen all these cards, and then they'll pull out the ones that they think are potential 9s or 10s. And then I've got a little stack going here. Oops. That's my stack of 86 McDonald's All-Stars. So just getting that project started and wanting to get some of those sent in and graded. I don't know if I'm going to wait and go with the $30 or not, but in terms of the PSA submission, but at least getting things organized. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Hope you have a blessed Sunday. I might jump on a little bit later, thinking of going to a local card shop and doing some digging in the bins. But if I find anything, I'll get back on and let you know. Peace out. One love.